My name is Robert Król and I am pleased to serve as a CEO of Holo4Med. In my professional history for years, I have been involved in the implementation of innovations in the public sector. Today, I would like to introduce you to Holo4Med and its MediHelp solution, which responds to the current needs of the healthcare market. The last 2 years have brought global changes in the approach to the healthcare. On the one hand, the COVID-19 pandemic has stretched healthcare system to their capacity limits. And on the other hand, it has accelerated the development of innovations and technologies that support healthcare. The development of telemedicine has become not just a trend, but a necessity. The platform is based on Microsoft Azure environment, thanks to which our clients and patients can be sure that their medical data is safe and stored in the right way. Now, I would like to invite you to learn more about the MediHelp platform.
Future medicine, automation, artificial intelligence. And what's next? How can we soften the impact of COVID-infected patients, reduce bed occupancy, and better predict the situation? Meet MediHelp, a comprehensive multi-module solution which allows you to remotely monitor patients through a specialized mobile application integrated into a variety of medical devices. MediHelp is a telemedicine platform for remote patient monitoring using the latest mobile medical devices for patient diagnosis, designed to increase patient safety but also to relieve doctors in the monitoring of COVID-19 patients. Saturation is one of the most important parameters to monitor the progress of SARS-CoV-19 infected patients. A pulse oximeter is such a device to measure it. It only takes a few minutes to be able to be assigned into the monitoring system. The patient can be monitored by a primary care doctor or a dedicated monitoring center. Measurement and its transfer is extremely easy. The monitoring center or the patient's primary care doctor receives information regarding the patient's measurements in real time. Patients with a milder course could heal at home while being remotely monitored with a pulse oximeter. This will reduce bed occupancy in hospitals. Patients measure pulse and saturation using a pulse oximeter with the MediHelp mobile or web browser application. The data is automatically sent to the monitoring center, which decides whether to pass information to a doctor or send an ambulance. Doctors using the mobile application can contact the patient by phone and provide medical advice. A special medical algorithm that classifies patients into 5 risk groups triggers alerts. The doctor contacts the patient and decides on further treatment. As a final measure, an ambulance can be called. Based on the analysis of data from the MediHelp Suite system, a complex algorithm can predict situations of potential deterioration of the patient's condition on the next day. The algorithm analyzes as many as several dozen factors in 5 risk groups. It can also intelligently modify its alert levels based on the updated knowledge about the patient taking different types of medicines, which may cause distortions in the measurements. MediHelp platform is dedicated to increasing patient safety. Success story from the project implemented by the Polish Ministry of Health. Start of the project, October 2020. Up to today, more than 600,000 patients are registered in the system. Less than only 1% of the total number of monitored patients needed medical intervention in the hospital. Around 99% of the total number of the monitored patients went through the illness at home without incurring costs of hospitalization. Over 4 million measurements have been generated from pulse oximeters. Consultants provided 200,000 mobile care services to the patients included in the program. The platform is constantly upgrading, with new devices added to the system, such as a glucometer, blood pressure meter, electronic stethoscope, ECG, medical wristband, spirometer, and others. MediHelp is not only a COVID platform, it is a platform which addresses a much wider spectrum of patients. The electronic stethoscope was developed to be able to perform lung examinations by the patient at home and send a recording to the doctor for review. The device can convert acoustic sound into electronic signals that can be further amplified for optimal listening. The electronic signals are then processed, digitized, and sent to the MediHelp platform, where a doctor has access to review it. A telemedicine wristband is one of the patient's monitoring devices dedicated to the elderly and those living alone. With the wristband, the doctor can remotely monitor the patient's heart rate and saturation. The armband will also alert the doctor if the patient faints or falls. Through the MediHelp platform, the patient will review test results, contact the doctor, and may receive a medical consultation. The wristband worn on the wrist is worn by the patient around the clock. The MediHelp application, dedicated to the patient, allows the patient to independently check all instruments, which can also be accessed by the doctor. Patient monitoring is carried out in a self-service model under the supervision of a doctor. using a mobile application integrated with the device. The solution is based on Azure with Cognitive Services Azure Bot Services and ACS. MediHelp was one of the first medical platforms where ACS was embedded. This tool allows you to make a communication between a patient and the doctor in the form of chat, audio, or video. MediHelp, the unique telemedicine platform, which integrates the largest number of medical devices, time and cost-effective, operating in a self-service model where monitoring is performed by the patients themselves, supervised only remotely by a doctor. Easy to use, so that almost every patient with a smartphone would be able to handle it on their own. Scalable, ready to monitor hundreds of thousands of patients. Reduction of bed occupancy, better prediction of the pandemic situation.
Thank you very much for your attention. I guess I do not need to repeat certain facts. MediHelp platform helped hundreds of thousands of patients infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The solution is proven, and I have to say our platform is one of the few nationwide telemedicine platforms integrating so many medical devices which are used for remote monitoring. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly. Thank you.